This is Pete, or Kenshin1913, and this is another Cooking with Kenshin1913. Today, we are making some stovetop mac and cheese that's going to be the creamiest, cheesiest mac and cheese you've ever had. Alright, some of the ingredients we're going to be needing. We got 3 cups of water. We're going to be adding 2 cups of milk. We got 1 pound of pasta. I recommend elbows, but if you don't, these are fine too. Anything you want. We're going to have 8 ounces of extra sharp cheddar and some Dijon mustard, a little bit of cayenne pepper, and then our secret ingredient that's going to make this nice and creamy is this right here. Now, what is this? This is actually a block of American cheese. Now, why am we using American cheese for this recipe? Well, inside this American cheese is a bunch of emulsifiers, and what that does is it will help stiffen stuff up. It will make everything very, very creamy. And you're going to add your own cheese, of course, extra sharp. But yeah, this is really good. You just go to the store. You say, hey, give me a block. Do not get like the sliced ones, the individual sliced. You want to get this. And you're going to shred this up just like I did with the sharp cheddar. Okay, so we have our water, 3 cups, and 2 cups of milk. Now, the interesting thing about this whole recipe is that we're actually going to turn it on medium-high heat and let it come to a boil. When it comes to a boil, we're actually going to add our pasta. All right, as you can see, there's little bubbles forming in the milk, so I'm going to lower the heat, put in our pasta, which is literally just going to cook right in here. And you just want to mix it around so that it gets its thing going. And you're basically going to cook this for about 8 minutes. You know, as long as the package says, until you see the pasta absorbing the liquid. So we're just going to keep this going. At this point, I've shredded all the cheese. It's all ready to roll. And yeah, as you can see, we have our pasta. It's all set. We're going to turn it off. And we're going to add our cheese. This is the American cheese. We're just going to add it all in. And we're just going to mix that around. Just want to make sure I get every little bit. And I'll have all the ingredients in the video description. And what you're going to do here is just stir it in. Stir it in until it starts to get very melty. And it's going to be delicious. And as you stir it, I'm going to try to make sure get all the pasta gets a little bit of that cheese. Because the next thing we're going to add is a pinch of cayenne pepper. We're going to add just a touch of cayenne for a little bit of heat. We're also adding 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard because Dijon mustard actually helps bring out more cheesy flavors. So it'll be good. And you can kind of taste it a little bit, but not a lot. It's really good though, trust me. Alright, so now we're just going to stir the rest of this in. Stir it, stir it, stir it. Making sure the cayenne and the Dijon get in there. You see a touch of red in there, you know, just stir it, stir it, stir. Now, this is an important step right here. We're going to take this off the heat. Because right now it's on the burner down here. It's very hot. We're going to take it off the heat. Alright, now we have it off the burner. We're actually going to add all of our cheddar, our sharp cheddar cheese. Okay. And you're literally just going to mix this in, and everything's going to melt. It's going to be terrific. And once you see it starting to melt and everything is very melty, we're going to add a cover to it and just let it sit for a little bit. Let everything merge together, congeal. And yeah, this is a great recipe because it takes about 30 minutes, not even. It also is all one pot. It's really, really creamy. That American cheese really helps make it super creamy. And then you have the extra sharp cheddar, which adds extra, that cheese bite that you want. But this is not the end of this recipe. No, 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 no. We're actually going to make some breadcrumbs to go on top of our mac and cheese as we let it sit and wait. So, you hear that noise? That's the sound you want to hear. So yeah, I'm just gonna cover it, let it sit, do its thing, and we'll be back to make the breadcrumbs. All right, so for the breadcrumbs, we have 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and we're gonna add 2/3 of a cup of panko breadcrumbs. And we're gonna just let the panko, I hope you can see this. We are getting the panko. What we want to do is get a nice and toasty brown. And then we're going to add our cheese. We're going to add a little salt and pepper. And we're basically, you want to toast this to a nice toasty brown, a nice crispy brown. So you just want to keep stirring it. All right, at this point we're going to add a little bit of salt there. A little bit of pepper. Sorry, my hand's in the way. And yeah, you're just gonna let this get toasty. I'm a lefty, so this is tough to do with my right hand. But yeah, you just want to let this, because this is going to be a nice crumb topping. It's going to be terrific. And once the panko becomes brown, that's when we're going to add our cheese. Let that toast for just a minute or two, and be done with it. And this recipe is a really, like I mentioned earlier, is very good. You don't have to put the breadcrumbs, honestly, but I like the texture difference between the nice creamy mac and cheese and the crunchy panko. See, you can see over here, I don't know if you can see because I can't zoom in and cook at the same time, but if you see on the top over here, that's all getting nice and brown. That's exactly what we want. But you just gotta keep stirring it because it's very easy these can get burnt. Alright, so here's our 1 pot mac and cheese with the delicious breadcrumbs. The nice panko breadcrumbs. So yeah, this is a great meal. It's super creamy with the cheese. You get the nice crunchy with the panko and the cheese, and even more cheese on the breadcrumbs. It's just so good. I'm so happy that I found this recipe and was able to share it with everybody. You can use shells, you can use elbows. I had these work just as good. So again, I've been Pete, or Kenshin1913, and as my mom would say, enjoy and happy eating.